Just when you thought the AI battles were taking a breather after Gemini 3, Google just pulled a fast one. No massive press tour, no month-long hype cycle. They just dropped a bomb on the industry. They call it Nano Banana 2, or specifically Nano Banana Pro. Now, full disclosure, I've had my hands on this tech for about a week under a strict embargo. Google basically asked me, politely but firmly, to keep my mouth shut until the clock struck zero. But the embargo is lifted. Today I'm showing you why this isn't just an update. It's a complete overhaul of their creative pipeline. We're talking about a tool that finally respects composition, handles text like a pro, and might just make your Photoshop subscription nervous. Let's get into the specs. So, what are we actually looking at? Launched officially on November 20th, Nano Banana Pro is Google DeepMind's flagship image generation and editing model. Under the hood, this isn't the old architecture. It's built directly on top of the Gemini 3 Pro image infrastructure, which explains the massive jump in fidelity you're about to see. Google isn't gatekeeping this to a single lab. They are rolling this out aggressively across the entire stack. For the general users and students, it's sitting right inside the Gemini app under the thinking toggle. If you're on the free tier, you get a taste, a limited run of Pro generations before you get throttled back to the standard model. But for the pros, the workspace customers, and the developers, this is where it gets interesting. It's baked straight into Google Slides. For deck building, it's powering image gen and Google Ads. And for the coders watching, it's live in the Gemini API and Google's new IDE, Anti-Gravity. If you're running enterprise pipelines via Vertex AI, you can automate massive creative workflows with this thing starting now. One quick note on security before we break things. Google has integrated Synth ID. You can upload an image and instantly verify if it was generated by their AI. For Ultra users, they're finally killing the visible watermark for a cleaner look, keeping the tracking invisible. Feature set, the creative engine. We've seen image generators before, we know the drill. But Nano Banana Pro feels less like a slot machine and more like a creative engine. The claim is simple. They took every use case, mockups, logos, style transfers, posters, and optimized the model to actually control the output. We're talking multilingual text rendering that is actually legible, creating full infographics, and blending up to 6 distinct reference images into a single composition. It allows for doodle-to-edit workflows where your sketches dictate the reality, and it creates consistent character and style variants. Enough of the spec sheet. I've been stress testing this nonstop in the Gemini app. Let's see if it survives the real-world workflow. Intelligence and infographics. Google claims this model understands context. To test that, I fed it a raw image of Petco Park, home of the San Diego Padres. I didn't just ask for a filter. I asked it to turn the photo into a detailed educational poster, covering history and geology. The output, surprisingly robust. It identified the San Diego Formation and the Rose Canyon Fault Zone. It correctly flagged the Western Metal Supply Company building incorporated into the stadium design. The text rendering is crisp, no gibberish. It actually did the research. But here's where the AI hallucinates a bit. I asked for a visual explainer with arrows. The text was good, but the spatial awareness, not so much. It pointed an arrow labeled San Diego Bay toward the northeast. If you know San Diego, the bay is the complete opposite direction. It also identified a parking lot as the Amtrak Railway. It's a powerful tool for layout, but don't trust it to navigate your ship. You still need to audit the output. The doodle workflow. This is the feature I see most people actually using, in painting with sketches. You can doodle directly on an uploaded image inside Gemini. I took a photo and sketched, very poorly, a giant green figure in the background. I told it to make the giant realistic. The result? It nailed the lighting and texture, blending a literal stick figure sketch into the environment as a rendered character. Let's apply this to product design. I took a shot of the Apple Vision Pro, drew some horns and visible eyes on the front glass, and told Nano Banana to redesign the product as a polished marketing asset. It respected the doodle instructions perfectly. If you're in marketing or industrial design, this rapid prototyping capability, going from a napkin sketch to a hero shot in seconds, is a massive time saver. The blending engine. Most models choke when you try to combine more than 2 concepts. Nano Banana Pro lets you blend up to 6. I wanted to break it. I grabbed 5 random, distinct images: a dog, a surfboard, the San Diego skyline, a Good Vibes neon sign, and a desert road. I prompted it to blend these into a sci-fi road trip movie poster. The result was straight up cinematic. It didn't just copy-paste, it composited them. We have the skyline, the road, the dog, the surfboard, all chemically bonded into a Back to the Future aesthetic. I tried the same thing with 6 pieces of clothing to create a capsule wardrobe style sheet. It successfully mixed and matched the items into coherent looks. For e-commerce or fashion, being able to visualize inventory combinations instantly is incredibly potent. Let's get back to that sketch-to-render pipeline. I asked the AI to generate a pencil sketch of a futuristic health monitor. It gave me the August Health Monitor, complete with sensors and haptics. Then, I fed that sketch back in and asked for a photorealistic 3D render with studio lighting. It retained the geometry of the sketch, but applied material physics, glass, metal, plastic. This effectively democratizes high-end concept art. I also ran a branding test for a fictional beverage company, Sky Sip. It spit out the logo, color palette, typography, and packaging mock-ups in one go. Is it replacing a top-tier design agency? No. Is it replacing the first 2 weeks of brainstorming? Absolutely. Editing, resizing, and style transfer. Content creators know the pain of aspect ratios. You need one asset for YouTube, one for Instagram, one for Twitter. Nano Banana Pro handles outpainting exceptionally well. It generated a landscape in 4 different ratios, keeping the composition consistent across the board. I even took a vertical iPhone photo and asked it to stretch it to a 16:9 cinematic shot. It filled in the background, guessing the architecture. It did hallucinate a ghost chair next to us, so again, check your details. But the perspective fill was solid. The style transfer is where this thing flexes. I uploaded a watercolor painting and a photo from an NVIDIA event. It successfully mapped the watercolor texture and color palette onto the photo without destroying the facial recognition. It can also steal color grading. I took a still from the Matrix and applied that iconic green tint and lighting to a city photo. It matched the atmosphere perfectly. The only stumble? Large groups. When I tried to restyle a massive group photo into a futuristic fashion spread, it got inconsistent. Some people got 80s jackets. One guy ended up in shiny armor. It seems to struggle to apply complex style changes uniformly across dozens of subjects simultaneously. The verdict. So here's the bottom line. Nano Banana Pro is currently the best editing image model on the market. There might be models that generate prettier raw images from scratch, but for actual workflow, taking an asset, modifying it, restyling it, and expanding it, this crushes the competition. We are going to see this tech permeate everything. It's already hitting Google Ads and slides, and it's only a matter of time before this level of prompt-based editing becomes the standard in tools like Photoshop and Canva. So, Nano Banana Pro is the best image editing model on the planet right now. Full stop. Raw generation? Maybe some specialist models still edge it out. But when it comes to editing, doodling, mock-ups, style transfer, infographics, brand assets, nothing touches this thing. If you're still sleeping on this, you're going to be playing catch-up for the rest of 2025. Smash. Like if your mind is blown, drop a comment with the wildest thing you're going to make with Nano Banana Pro. Best one gets pinned. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and the bell. I drop these day one breakdowns the second embargoes lift so you never miss the next big thing. Appreciate you boys for rolling with me. Go make something absolutely unhinged today. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.